Hey you guys, it's Chopi. Welcome back to my channel. So this is a new segment that I'm just gonna try out on my channel. I'm gonna be cooking today for you guys. I know it's weird, it is a makeup channel, but I do have a house now, so I've been cooking a lot more. And well, my friends call me Chopi, so I'm gonna be calling this segment Cooking with Chopi. And today we're gonna be making Italian sausage rice, which is basically just Spanish rice with Italian sausage. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything prepped, and I'm gonna put up all the ingredients that you're gonna need for this recipe. All right, guys, see you in a little bit. All right, you guys, so to start off, I'm just gonna be making some chicken stock. So I'm gonna be adding 4 cups of water, and then 1 whole little bag of these. These are like the cubes, but these come, they're already powdered. So I'm gonna be adding a whole one of these. So once we have that all in there, I'm just gonna let it simmer until everything dissolves. Alright you guys, so I ended up changing my camera last minute. I actually like my makeup camera a lot more than my vlogging camera, so this is what we're working with right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that water that we had boiling that chicken stock out, turn it off, and we take it out. So this is actually what we're going to use to make the rice. Alright. So here I have my rice. I have it in this little container so it's easier to pour. And this is the little cup that came with my rice maker. So this is actually what I use to measure out the water and to measure out the rice. I always recommend to use the exact same cup to measure both. Now, here's a little trick. If you're gonna make 1 cup of rice, you add 2 cups of water. If you're gonna make 3 cups of rice, you add 4 cups of water. So every time that you make, well, how do I explain this? It doesn't matter how many cups of rice you make, you're always gonna add 1 more cup of water. So we're gonna make 3 cups of rice right now. And this, I already measured this water. This is 4 cups of water. That's 2, 3, I completely counted that wrong. That's 3. Sorry. Now I have a little trick that my grandma taught me when I was little, and this is to make yellow rice. Now the little sachets that come with the mix to make the yellow rice are kind of expensive. You get about 3 sachets, and they run me back about $15, $16. She told me to use mustard. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna get my spoon. So I got my mixing spoon right here with us. And I'm just gonna add a lot of, I don't have measurements for this, I just add a lot. And we're gonna mix it in. Since this is hot, it's gonna be easier for it to dissolve. So I'm just gonna finish mixing this up, and then I'm gonna put it in here. Alright, so I ended up switching to a whisk because it's just a lot faster to do this. Alright, so now that it's all mixed in and incorporated, we're going to take it and add it to our rice. It takes about 30 minutes for the rice to be ready. Alright, and we're going to continue to do everything else. Alright, so I've turned on my skillet to low to medium heat, and I'm just going to add some olive oil. Let this heat up. Meanwhile, we're going to cut everything up, and then when this is hot enough, we're going to add the Italian sausage. So now we're just going to cut up our onion. We're just going to need 1 big onion. Let's cut them in half first, and then I cut off the ends of it. Then I peel this off. The first layer of that's just skin. So you peel off the first layer. And then I also like to peel off the first layer of actual onion. There it is. And now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this. Now that I have it all nice and rinsed, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Move everything out of the way. I'm just gonna start. And you're gonna wanna dice these. So I'm gonna do this in a little bit. So now that I have the first part of it, this part for me is always very difficult. I hate cutting onions. I'm also not very good at curling my fingers like I should. And that's how I got this. And then what I like to do is I like to give it one last chop. And then I'm just gonna add everything to a bowl because I'm gonna need this chopping board again. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the entire onion and I'll be right back. Alright, so next we're gonna take 2 tomatoes and we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna chop them up. And the way that I like to chop my tomatoes is I like to leave this part untouched completely and just go completely through the tomato with my knife on both sides. So I'll show you. And this is perfect for dicing tomatoes. So this is a really nice trick that I actually learned a while ago from my sister's ex-boyfriend. So now that I have them all the way through, you just chop them up the same way on the other side. And you have to be really careful when you do this because it can actually come apart. And it's happened to me a few times. Like right there. But that's okay. We'll fix that later. Alright, so now that we have that taken care of, we're just gonna go straight down. And voila! Your tomato is completely diced. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the other tomato. I'll be right back. So then we're gonna take some green beans, we're gonna open them up, and we're gonna get rid of all the water that's inside of it. And we're gonna rinse them, get rid of that water as well, and it's gonna go into this bowl as well. Alright, so I had my sausages in water, so they finished melting off. So I'm just gonna take some paper towels and I'm gonna dry them up really nicely so that I can fry them. So I'm just gonna put them in this piece of paper once they're dried. Alright, so now that the olive oil is nice and hot, we're gonna go ahead and add these sausages in here. And that's exactly why you wanna dry them off. So after about 5 minutes, these are ready to come out. So I'm just going to take them out and put them back on my cutting board. Perfect. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add everything that we chopped up. Perfect. Now we're just going to season this with some salt, some pepper, some cumin, and some garlic sauce, garlic salt. Last but not least, some adobo. Let all of that season. The rice will be ready in about 6 more minutes. So we're just gonna mix everything up to make sure that everything gets coated evenly. And I'm gonna put the lid on this, let it simmer for a few minutes. Meanwhile, we're gonna cut these sausages. All right, so after 5 minutes, these sausages are ready to start getting cut. They're not completely cooked through, and that is totally fine because we're gonna add them back into that pan so it can finish cooking in there with all the vegetables. That was not supposed to happen. It just rolled off. I didn't care. Alright. So all the ones that have been cut, they're gonna go back into the bowl. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just add them to the bowl. Alright, now that they're all chopped up and this has simmered for a little while, we're just gonna add them back. Alright, so I'm gonna put the lid back on this, let it simmer for a few more minutes, wait for this to cook through, and then I'll come back. Alright, so I've turned on this skillet to medium to high heat. I'm sorry, to medium to low heat. And I brought the rice over here. This other skillet's still going. It's gonna be going for a little bit longer. So now I'm just gonna add all of this rice in here. And I'm using a cloth because this is still really hot. Alright, perfect. So all of the rice is in here now. So you can tell like it is still really hot. Alright. And now we're gonna add this little mixture. Add it all in here. Turn that off and mix it all together. This is gonna be great if you guys could only smell this. Yum. Alright, so now that this is all mixed in, we are gonna lid it again, let it combine, cook together for a little bit longer, let the rice absorb all that goodness, that juice that this mixture had. So it has some of that taste of the onions and the tomatoes and the green beans and the sausage. So I'm just gonna put the lid back on this. Let it cook for about 15 minutes and then this will be ready. So it's been 15 minutes and this is ready to be served. Look how delicious this looks. And I will show you how I like to serve these. I like to serve it straight on the plate like that and then just add some ketchup over it. And that's it. The ketchup really gives it that touch. You guys don't understand how much, oh, that's really light, how much better it tastes with ketchup. I told Gustavo, first time that I made this, if he wanted me to add some ketchup on his plate, and he said no. So then, when he went to work the next day, I had already mixed in the ketchup in his plate. He had no idea. And now he only eats it like that. So, I'm telling you, take my word for this. Alright, you guys, that is it. That is the first episode of Cooking with Chopi. I hope you guys liked it. I really hope this series works out because I'm really excited to show you everything that I like to make in my kitchen. Alright, bye. Bye-bye, guys.